Hi. OpenClaw has been talked about a lot. It's been a big deal. But mostly security risks, hacked data, these came as the aftershocks of OpenClaw, but OpenClaw showed us something. Our ways of working with AI have now started to change. We used to give commands by writing, then we started giving voice commands. While AI was something that predicted things for us or just supported writing, it had now moved on to coding, it was doing coding, it had started to turn into a business assistant. But with this step, we've seen how quickly autonomous AI agents, self-operating systems, can become powerful. OpenClaw showed this to the world. Behind closed doors, many companies were already using it, and we actually had integrated these kinds of solutions into our system, but OpenClaw allowed everyone to experience it, and it was actually a market test. And in this market test, we saw that people adopt these kinds of systems very quickly. There are a few points here. They adopt it very quickly, but these are dangerous. Businesses are also adopting these systems very quickly. This is actually very important because this system shows that everyone is ready to delegate this work, certain tasks, to artificial intelligence. It shows they'll spend money on it, that they need such solutions. But while doing this, we also saw something. Everyone wants to delegate it so quickly that they don't mention security risks at all, or they continue by ignoring them. Now, I'll talk about what you'll see in this video. Quickly, without diving into too much technical detail, I'll explain what OpenClaw is, why it works, why people adopted this system, and the logic of OpenClaw. Along with OpenClaw, many more solutions came out. Some Claw came out, MaxClaw came out, Perplexity Computer came out. Manus similarly integrated OpenClaw into their own systems, but it became very easy to set these up. In addition to this, we, for example, shared our own Agent Claw system, which I made a video of on this channel, a version that is completely more secure and completely useful for your business, actually. So you can actually develop solutions specific to your business. And in this video, I'm going to show you something very nice. We've had a startup called Ranky for a long time, a geo tool, a SaaS. It's going very successfully. Many thanks to everyone. I'll show you Ranky's AI team. These are actually autonomous working agents. And the difference is, these agents work by communicating with each other like a company. They have a Telegram group. They send tasks to each other from there. They share what they find. You'll see this in this video too. What I'll explain in this video are these. How do you set up OpenClaw? How do you make money from this? How can your business be integrated into this? Because there are many companies that need OpenClaw, that actually need these kinds of agent systems, and they don't know how to do it. And I'll show you how to do it and how to do it securely. By the way, you definitely don't need to buy a computer. Let's just say whoever tells you to buy a computer doesn't know what they're doing. Because the founder of OpenClaw himself says that there's no need for a computer, no need for a Mac Mini, and that this can even run on Amazon's free tier, their free service. So you don't need to buy a computer for security. For security, what you need is to not run it on your own computer. OpenGlobe, that is. You need to install it on a server, because it shouldn't be able to access your own files. But when you install it on a free tier VPS server, which I'll show you how to do. You can set it up very simply with just a few commands. You'll see it in this video. You don't need anything else. Then, this system becomes secure because it only has access to the files there. Of course, if you give it your Gmail account, your WhatsApp messages, or there are many apps online, coins are given, Coinbase, trades are made. If you give these, you have to accept that risk. I have one Coinbase set up, and it's going quite successfully. The profit margin is also quite high. I'll make a video about that too. I actually wanted to take that risk and try it. As I said, you'll see these in this video. In addition to this, how can you make money from this? I'll talk about that because there are so many people who need this service. There are companies, and we'll see where the system we call an AI automation agency, an AI agency, is actually evolving. One of the founders of Y Combinator said this. Y Combinator, by the way, let's say the world's biggest authority investing in startups. If you've got their approval, everything is very easy after that. While SaaS used to be at the forefront, SaaS, meaning software as a service, that is, developing a product and giving it to companies or users as a service, was leading. Agencies are rising again because agencies can now produce their own software products with these kinds of AI agents without needing technical people and provide it as a service. This is how the rise of these agencies, which you will also do, will happen. You will set up an agency OS, an agency operating system for businesses. You'll do this with agents. If businesses need an accountant, you will create that accountant. If the business needs a social media manager, if it needs a digital marketing employee, you will create that for them and deliver it. So in this video, I'll show you how to make money with an AI automation agency, an AI agency, and the latest state of these things. And the beauty of it is this: you no longer need to be highly trained technically. You don't need to know software either. No technical knowledge is required. Once you see how it's set up, then it's just about customization. The important thing is this: contacting the business, understanding their problem, and developing a solution for them. That's what you need to do. Just that. And in this video, you'll see that even the one contacting the business is actually this AI you're running for yourself. Let's start. Let me explain OpenClaw simply right away. First, let me talk about the community. By the way, I'd be very happy if you liked the video before we start. You can also subscribe to the channel. We're growing together, getting stronger every day, doing more projects. Our community is constantly strengthening and growing. We're producing work here. We're launching AI ventures with AI agents. We're releasing mobile apps and startups. But most importantly, I show how to serve companies with an AI agency. There's really a lot of money in this. You can join us too. Now let's get to the video. Own website. This is the place that actually created all this hype. Simply put, listen to me explain what OpenClaw is and how it works. You've probably seen it a lot, but OpenClaw, I'll try to explain very simply how it's useful to us. OpenClaw is an autonomously operating agent. It's built upon a certain foundation. On this foundation, there's an identity file called soul.md that defines who the agent is. That's one. So the agent develops itself there. You create that identity file together. The second part, there are cron jobs. Cron jobs actually enable it to send messages occasionally, check in the mornings, read and compile news at a certain time in the evening to send to you, or perform a task on a schedule. By the way, these cron jobs and all of these are already existing technologies. OpenClaw is a combination, a packaging of these really. That's how the cron jobs work. This greatly strengthens the feeling of autonomy. There's one more thing that strengthens that autonomous feeling. The heartbeat system, like a heart rate system. What is this? At certain intervals. For example, every half hour, the agent asks itself a question. What am I doing? Or it asks you a question. What are you doing? This way, when it asks, what am I doing? It can generate a task. When it asks, what are you doing? It can communicate with you. And so, with the heartbeat system, it checks on the status. It checks if it had a task to do. It gets in touch with you. And that's how it stays interactive. It allows it to work autonomously on its own. When it asks you something, you answer. A flow progresses in the same way, for example. If it needs to scrape XE, if it needs to check something on XE, it wakes up every half hour to see if there's anything. This is outside of the cron job, meaning doing something outside of scheduled tasks. If it needs to do something when it talks to you, those are also triggered this way, because it looks at the conversation and sees what's happening. Besides that, it has tools. You decide which tools it can use, like email or the calendar, what it can access. And there's a language model in the background. Whichever one you provide, it works with that. It doesn't matter at all. You can run open source or you can use Anthropic. By the way, a warning for those using Anthropic. Anthropic is banning API accounts, sub-accounts. Google is also banning in the same way accounts that use OpenClaw. Because I already made a video about it. Anthropic gave a similar response too, to OpenClaw with remote control. I'll show it in our system. These things can already be done. No problem at all. Using the account of OpenAI, which acquired OpenClaw, is always the most logical and safest, because it's already in their own systems. They can't ban it. They already directly acquired OpenClaw's founder. What's being done is a system that works autonomously, tracks its tasks, is self-aware, records as it works, and evolves, showing character development. But this system isn't exclusive to OpenClaw. We can set up OpenClaw very quickly, and we're going to do it. We'll set it up together. I'll show you a few methods. We can set it up with hosting or VPS. I'll provide an OpenClaw that can use a computer. From there, how you can set it up with a computer and how you can transfer it to the other party. If you're providing a service, I'll show you a system you can set up and use together. They can then open it wherever they want later on. Besides that, we'll look at Kimi Max, Kimi Clove, Max Clove, Perplexity, and our own system. Now, setting up OpenClaw is very simple. By taking this request from its own page, you can normally do it elsewhere too. You can also set this up in your own terminal. For example, let's say you open one from Cursor or VS Code, or just open the terminal directly. You've opened a new terminal. If you paste this here, it starts installing in your terminal and guides you. But I would never install OpenClaw on my own computer because there have been too many message deletions, data leaks, and security threats. So that's why people were buying Mac Minis for this. They'd buy a new Mac Mini, install it there, and run it. But a Mac Mini doesn't make sense either, because if we were to run the language model locally and it was enough for this system, a Mac Studio could work. If you get a new Mac Studio, if you pay $4,000, there's a 2800 one too, but if you pay $4,000, you can easily run it with an open source language model. OpenClaw, that is. But if you're not going to do that, you don't need a Mac Mini just to protect your files. You can already use it on a VPS, even on a free plan. Let's say you want more. It would be $5 a month. You can use it for $5. Now, I'm going to show you these. I'm coming over here. There's a system installed, a page called Orgo AI. On Orgo AI, I'll first show you how it works here. Right here, I'll show you it's installed and how it can run. OpenClaw TUI is installed here. We'll delete it and reinstall it together. Like this, I've pulled up the terminal. As you can see, it started. Hello? You can see it like this. It said, okay, hello. What do you need? What should we do today? Let's plan my notes, my projects, my day. It can say this. Now, why did we use Orgo AI? Because there's a computer here, and you can invite any partner you want. This means that you can manage it together as a team. Let's say you have a client. You set it up for your client, and you share it with them. If you're wondering how to transfer it there, to the client, how to provide this service, whether to install it on their computer, or how to install it on a server and hand it over, you actually invite them here. You set it up and enable its use. If it has a request from you, it enters it itself. In this way, it can customize this. It can add new features to OpenClaw. You can add new skills, and you can offer it as a service. This part is important. That's why I started here first. Now, I want to show you this here regarding OpenClaw, 1500, 2000. 1500, 2000. Workflow engineer like 1200, 1700, these kinds of prices even on Upwork marketing automation setup. After seeing this video, after seeing what you can do, you'll see that these can be done easily, and by easily, that they can be done and that you can learn too, you will see. In the same way, let me go like this. Those above 5K, which actually in real life, here, as much as possible, the cheapest is 10,000. OpenClaw is a game changer. For example, OpenClaw building AI project building scrape platform, $5,000, $10,000. For example, we recently delivered a system like this for $12,000 a week ago. It's very easy to get these prices. These are actually the cheapest ones because they give the price they want, but there are many things you can do with this in the market providing these solutions. That's why I wanted to start with Orgo AI. By sharing the screen here, you can actually use it here. For example, what I write here also appears here. For example, let me take a moment to talk about the very latest news regarding the ongoing war. This is without a doubt the most popular and widely discussed topic right now, just so it can do research. As you can see, it's working, and here, it started. It's working here too. You can see what it can do here on the screen. At the same time, you can actually empower the computer even more by giving it specific commands directly from here. I will also show you how to do that as well, but I will get to that part in just a moment. OpenClaw latest war. Let it discover it itself. It asked which war. I said latest war so it could discover it itself. It doesn't know right now. Now here's the thing. You can already use it here. You can see this part here too. Actually, we're using it from the terminal, but I can switch and start using it from here too. As you can see here, it's asking for a Brave API. It says if I provide an API, I can search the internet. It says I can look at Reuters instead, or Reuters or something. Check biggest news websites. I wrote it up there this time, for example. I didn't type in the terminal. You can see it from right here. It wants the Brave API for the web search tool, which is normal. What's Brave API? When you provide it here, the Brave API starts working. What else can you do besides this? For example, you can directly connect your calendar. You can connect other tools, or you can make it use these from the OpenClaw skills. There are many examples of this. It can connect to many things. What's important is what you want to do. I'm leaving examples of this in the file below. By the way, I'll show you where you can get the OpenClaw skills and how you can download them. But let me delete this now. Let me first show you how to set it up from scratch in the terminal. So whether you buy a Mac Mini or provide this service to a client, I'll show you how you can set it up. I clicked on New Computer here. I clicked on New Computer. You can give it a name. just like this. With paid packages, you can increase the RAM and everything else. From here, again, I got this from the OpenCloud page. A terminal opened here. Wait until the computer starts up. I entered the code from there into the terminal from the OpenCloud website. It started downloading. First, it's setting up the environment. It will configure the rest later. After it finishes setting up, it will ask us a few questions. I'll show you now, together though. This is not the only way. For example, you can also do this through Hostinger or on any VPS. Here, when you get a VPS from Hostinger with just one click, you can install this. By the way, it's quite easy. You just need a monthly VPS subscription. It's not only cheap and fast, but actually also a secure solution. Let me check the plan right now. I clicked upgrade. I'm trying to remember which plan we're on. Upgrade. I'm looking, we're on the 8 gigabyte, 100 gigabyte plan, and actually 8 gigabytes is enough. Now here you can also do OpenClaw here. Now I'll delete it for you. How this works. We will add a container. We can add a container from here. Now cancel, return to project list, Docker manager. We have our Docker here. What's there? There's OpenClaw. Let me delete this. Now it's deleted here. There's a catalog here. You can see it here. For example, let's type OpenClaw. From here, you can deploy OpenClaw. From here, you can provide any API key. Which one should we provide? Let's provide it from the platform openai.com. I created a key there. Here, there's an XAPI key, Gemini API key, and Telegram bot token. You can provide these as well. Let me even show you Telegram. It's working right now. I'll show this to the system here. Let me show it like this. I'll enlarge it. In the system here, we have a system that runs continuously, but that's at the end of this process. You will get a new token. When you go to BotFather, you can see BotFather like this. So you will select new bot. What should the bot's name be? Bot Clove, bot Clove, Clove 2 bots. This is an automated Tetris bot. Okay, it is performing quite well. Tetris, actually that is 22 bot, or Tetris. This is the Academy bot. It's done. Tetris Academy bot. It also provided the token here. Now, when I provide this here, I can also run it there. Tetris Academy bot, I would connect it directly. You can also provide the XAPI if you want. It will automatically start browsing on X as well. The gateway token already handles it itself. You clicked deploy. By the way, this is the easiest way. The Hostinger side is the easiest. It will deploy. While it's deploying, let me go back here. As you can see, it has completed here as well. OpenClaw. He opened it at the terminal right here. He downloaded it using this code. Using the code provided by OpenClaw. Do you understand? I understand. Quick start. What should our thing be? Which API are you talking about? OpenAI. Is the ChatGPT the codex? So is OpenAI API key the same thing? Which one will you connect with? OpenAI API key. He says you can paste it here if you want. Let's stick it on. I'll go again, get it. I'll be right back. I've stuck it on and given it to you. Which one should we use? He asks. 5.1 codex or 4 mini? I'll be using 4.1 mini for now, but the actual operations shown can be done in 5.1 codex. Let me enter the Telegram bot API. It was here again. Telegram bot API as well. All right. I've entered it. Yes. Which skills do you want? You will mark them. Should there be a password? Block watcher. That's it. Let me check. You do it in space. I'm downloading this. Cloud Hub. What else should there be? Putting Gemini into Eja. Let it connect to many GitHubs. Let it connect. You set up the settings here. Let it be Nano Banana Pro. It will change things accordingly. All right. Yes, let's download this one too. Let's do it with NPM. Okay, it's downloading Block Watcher. Now it's downloading the skills for you as well. This way it guides you. It will start working. Let's check the other side. How is our deploy going? It's done. I'm clicking overview. Now there's a new OpenClaw here, right? Exactly. Let's see. Docker manager. Running. I clicked open. Here's the getaway code. I got the getaway token. I came here. I clicked login. We have a place starting at 0. Hello, I said. API rate limit. 1 second. In that case, I exceeded the limit. Let me write it again now. Hello. Let's start talking now. Hello? I just came online. I came into this live. What should I say to you? Mert, you are the sophisticated and highly advanced digital entity that exists within this realm. Vibe. Funny. Now, the crucial point here is whether or not there are no hard rules. Let me show it like this. Here, let me adjust this as well. The setup was cancelled. There are mistakes here. 1 second. Let me do this. I prepared a file here. Cloud Code Security Guide. I'm giving this. This is very important. We prepared this security guide together. I'll leave the link below again. This is also very important. You can consistently rely on this method. Just follow this comprehensive guide for your personal digital security. I gave it. I also gave the security guide. Just paste it like this, let it follow. Because CloudBot is a bit problematic when it comes to CloudBot security, as I said. But this guide will allow the system to make many settings. As you can see, it shared it. It says 100% correct. How do you connect to this VPS? From here on, by developing how it can work, you can create your own security file. As you can see, it worked. You know, that famous one? That's how CloudBot works. The fastest from Hostinger. Here, you can put it in the same way again. I finished it by mistake. When you give it this same thing again, it will continue to install. Just keep in mind if you exit by mistake to give this. It will actually continue installing. It already continued from here. Now let me show you the others. Max Club. This is actually Minimax's tool. You can also use Minimax's Max Club. When you click Start Now here, make your connection directly. As you can see, it says upgrade for APRK. How much does it cost? Let me show you. The upgrade costs $16. There's also Kimi Club. Sorry, there's Kimi Club over here. Kimi Club asks for a fee of $39. It says upgrade. All of these work with the same logic to get Kimi Club in the upgrade. There's something open source here. Open Browser Clone. You can try it here. When you give topic 2 or any other hacker Nimse Erbash is listening, he works with you. It works in a browser, or you can buy it locally by cloning. Something very similar. All of these work with similar logic. There's Manus. In Manus, you can also set up the agent with the same features in the same way. Everything starts with Telegram. It starts by setting up your bot from Telegram. Actually, these guide you more easily. Here you use whichever model you want. For Max, you use 2.5 of Minimax. Here again, you use the OpenAI model in Manus. I've already shown Hostinger. Hostinger was set up this way. Whichever one you provide yourself, OpenClaw is already open. This is OpenClaw's thing. These are the initial methods. But my recommendation, as I mentioned earlier in the video, setting up your own system allows you to do a lot of things. The systems we set up are actually like our employees working 24/7. Now I'll show them to you. We just set it up here, but we haven't talked to Tetris Academy at all. It says OpenClaw not configured, okay? Let me show you like this now. Go ahead and join the Adder Connect Telegram channel. Yes, as you can see, it came here as well. It responded. What do you want to do? You can write here. Okay. Now we're continuing from Telegram here. Let's set up the rest, I said. Now you can also work with your OpenCloud from Telegram. This means the following. Here, the server is up 24/7. It's up here as well. Once you set this up, as long as it's running here, you can keep using it. This system, as you can see, the rest has come as well. I ran in place of the video. You'll be able to move forward by talking here. Very nice. Now, what do you want me to do? It says, apply the critical security fixes for me. Yes, apply the critical security fixes. When it gets here, it already responds to you from here. But when it gets here, it also starts working immediately. This is very nice. But we're moving on to something even better. Now, on Telegram, I'm here. I had shown a group here. We have a 7-person AI agency working here. You can see it here. Actually, we have AI employees here, and they do lead generation. They do marketing. All of these work locally. At the same time, you can also put them on the cloud. These are the personalized, customized features of the systems I showed in my Agent Cloud video. There's a CEO. As you can see, it has its own way of thinking. It researches leads. It checks on the status of the dealers and also checks on the status of the customers. I can assign tasks by talking to the CEO. As you can see, for lead generation, it writes welcome messages and emails to new subscribers and newcomers. It prepares blog posts. Another one of our employees. Kaya is the most active one. Kaya is constantly doing lead generation. It finds SEO agencies because we launched a SaaS that provides CEO services. It works on that, does auto research, and actually operates in a much more advanced way than OpenCloud. Now, let me get in touch with the CEO of Rankin. Let's say, hey there, I need to find more partner agencies. That's all I'm going to say. The CEO already knows what to do and what needs to be done. Here, I stated the task. I said, I need to find more partner agencies. Now it's going to make a suggestion. It said, I'm on it. It said, Kaya just added. So Kaya has just added 12 new ones right now. Do you want more? It asked. I need to find from Spain, actually, at least. I said, I wrote it wrong. I do this a lot when I type. Sorry. Also to the AI. It needs to understand we're spending tokens, but I said I want it from Spain. Okay, I already found these. But I want it from Spain. I want it to research those. By the way, it's finding them. It's writing their emails. It's researching. It's finding new ones. Now, our agent here is the CEO who delegates tasks. So I'm talking to the CEO. The CEO assigns tasks to the others. And after assigning the tasks, the others follow up on their work and report back to the CEO, and it all works automatically. From time to time, the CEO comes in, checks things. What else do these ones below do? They do customer service. So you can see it here. What else do? They send emails. So what else do? They talk in the group here. What else do? It says Kaya found it. Very nice. It sent it to Kaya. Here, it tagged everyone and did something related to all of them. As you can see, it also does a mid-check here from time to time. It tells what happened, what's going on. It does a rank check. It processes Kaya's tasks here. Incredibly good. Good system. So there is a system working for you, 7M4. Next up is Kaya. Okay. I said Kaya should work on these. At the same time, I want a new blog post. Also, review the competitors' social media and let's find the outliers, meaning the content that stands out and performs better than all the others. Let's make use of those and produce similar ones. Actually, this whole system is what manages the company. As soon as the payment is received, customer communication, customer requests, finding new customers, inviting them to a demo, preparing the demo, creating new content, sharing and preparing content, whatever is needed, software changes, 3 employees, and at the same time, we have our AI engineer here. They are constantly testing for security vulnerabilities and fixing bugs for new customers. We are accompanying them from here as well. So right now, in front of your eyes, this is the group working in the Telegram group. As you can see here, he assigned a new task to Muse. He assigned a new task to Kaya. He calls himself the boss, the CEO. Not for me. He calls himself the boss. He assigned a new task. The boss gave an order. 27. He said it's for the Spanish agency. He said, site analysis, email, calculate score. He said, I'll prepare a report within an hour. So in real life, when you assign a task to a manager, they delegate these tasks to the department below. Then they follow up on them. Then they report back to you. There is a system that works exactly like this. As you can see here, there are priorities here. They continue working here. Where does this happen, right? It works with Cloud Opus 4.6. All of these. They work in our own system. There is no security vulnerability like OpenClaw. They are completely local. They are connected to local projects. They are connected to our own Firebase accounts. By the way, it has also arrived in the cloud. Very nice. What does it say first? It says everything is completed. They completed it this quickly. In real life, if you gave such a task to employees, first you would have to explain it to them. Then they would ask for more details about it, and you would have to explain again. Then they would go, work on it, enter data, research, find the emails, use other tools. Even if the most trained person were using it, it would still be very slow. This is how much the job has changed. This is exactly what I mentioned at the beginning of the video. Artificial intelligence operating systems will work like this in companies. As you can see, what came out. I took on 2 tasks. I created the blog post draft, 5 truths that SEO consultants won't tell you. A study conducted in 2025. 71% of users make purchasing decisions by consulting ChatGPT or Perplexity Google AI Overview. It's about this. Outlier opportunities that competitors are not taking advantage of. Super. What did it do? No sector in terms of search. It says, it doesn't explain in e-commerce. A small brand might appear more prominently in AI than a big brand. The thesis could apply to existing brands. None of them have real scan and image sharing. Do you confirm? Muse says, let me do this. I'm tagging Muse. I confirm. I say, go ahead and create outlier content as well. I'm working together too. As you can see right now, well, yeah, it's working. Muse has written blog posts. They're really very good. Now, a request has been sent here as well. With this kind of one-by-one working system, you can set this up for companies. This is truly a system that starts at $15,000, and the more you develop it, the more expensively you can sell it. Because we've now reached this era. You can now say, we are creating AI employees for you. As you can see, I'm doing this kind of work just by talking. It creates the content itself from here. I'm constantly improving these employees. This is very valuable. Rankier is also going very successfully, and it's thanks to these employees that it's going so well. It has turned into a very successful SaaS project. And truly, our goal is to create autonomous SaaS. As you can see, something else just came up while I was talking. What did it do? Mios was approved. I'm also delivering the content. All of these are being recorded. They can be instantly shared on the blog. It's entirely up to your customization. As you can see, it did all the outlining and checks. For X. By the way, these aren't for the blog. These were made for X. Do you want me to prepare carousel visuals in Canva? Brand colors and logo are needed. In fact, it takes those from the subfolder as well. It even prepares them itself in Canva. You can understand what we're doing. I think we can do this by talking and talking with the employees like this. In another video, I showed how an advertising agency works. How does an AI advertising agency work? I showed it. Here, I'm showing an AI company to you. This is the future. And the future has arrived now. The system you see right now is one of the most important systems affected by the working order that artificial intelligence has brought. And those who are implementing this right now come and learn immediately. If you apply it correctly and approach clients, you can earn $10,000 in your first month and $60,000 in your second month instantly, because no one else is applying it this way. Everyone is chasing after OpenClaw, but companies want this, and this is what we do. We create systems that integrate into their workflows, can work together with their employees, and continuously improve. That's the beauty of it. You need to do this as well. If you're going to start a startup, you'll do it with these people. If you're going to develop a mobile app and handle its marketing, your developer friends will build the app for you by chatting here on Telegram. That's right. They'll build the app by communicating here. If you're launching a SaaS, it's the same way. Both your strategist and your product manager are here. Your developer is here. I've appointed the CEO is there. Everything progresses together. The customer representative is here too. So, hiring capital, etc. Your capital is the credits you spend on AI language models. And your idea, this is the most important thing. That's why I'll keep explaining this so passionately. I'll keep defending this. This is what AI automation, what we call an AI agency, has evolved into. If you're doing something else, quickly integrate into this, because this is where things have come to. And because things have come to this point, they're heading in very different directions. Now let it bring in the leads as well. This has also happened. All right, I waited. 27 agencies were captured. He said, let's move forward with 9 of them. Partner research has been completed. There is a form, but no email. Human level. 4 are not suitable. 10 agencies. The domain didn't work. It saved it here. Should I prepare the email? He says. Prepare it. I was going to do something for Kaya. Sorry. I told Kaya. He will also prepare the emails. So this is how it works. As you can see, the system. There are AI agents that do everything. They do the research. They find the clients. They do the designs. They can even make commercials. Now everything works like this. You can call this AIOS or AI operating system within the company. It checks the agreements, controls the invoices, manages the clients, does the analyses, much more detailed systems. And this would really be the biggest step a company can take to work with artificial intelligence. In the same way, by setting these up, you can also provide services to companies. I show all of these in the community. How to take one of these, like Agent Claw, starting from the agent.clove file I shared in the community, which you can customize, you can create your own agent.clove. I'm already providing you with a ready-made employee. It's much more secure than OpenClaw and other models, and you can run it with any language model you want. It's entirely up to your preference. What else can be done in addition to this? In addition, you can download the security file below, and by providing that file while using OpenClaw, you can create a more secure OpenClaw. Additionally, you can also use ready-made systems. But now we've moved on to this point. This point we've reached is actually where AI employees add the most value to our work. This is not training, nor is it anything else. So adapt to this as soon as possible and provide your service in this way. I hope this has been a useful video. I hope you liked it. You can hit the like button. I would be very happy if you also subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.